Good evening. Hope you guys are enjoying my audio. Oh God, I look so pale. Jesus, that did not do any favors for me. Hi. Um, so today we are going to be doing a few things. Uh, very descriptive, I know. Basically, we're going to be doing some character design fits that I have to do, and uh, probably some TikToks, and I wanted to talk about Baldur's Gate for a little bit. I haven't finished the whole series. I've only finished three, but I've been playing Baldur's Gate 1 Enhanced Edition recently, and like genuinely, it's so fucking good. Though I'm a little confused on certain things, but like whatever. I'm assuming that it will be explained to me within the series, because it's so hard to explain when you're not. Hold on, I'm gonna. Oh God. Why is this still so large? Hold on. Oh, hello. That's not the thing I wanted. I wanted the video capture. Jesus. My I'm professional, I swear it. I used to do this. I swear. Um so essentially I've been playing Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, and uh it is really well done, and I have it on story mode because I just want the story. I don't want anything crazy, you know? Like the story itself is what I'm after. And when it comes to, I'm gonna move this over here because I keep looking at myself, so I can actually look at you guys. Hi. And when it comes to what the story is odd because I haven't gotten to the end. I know it's Sarevok, and I know it's like, kind of bullshit with him, and I know the twist to it. So going in knowing the twist is a little, it cheapens it a little bit. And Baldur's Gate 3 was very much so like told you exactly what the twist is going to be if you played it. So when you get to the twist, well, not when you get to the twist because I haven't even gotten there yet. But when you get to Baldur's Gate, the city, like there's this weird iron shortage, like where other places have like corrupted iron, but like there's only one that has like really good iron, and it comes from the Iron Throne. And I'm like, where are we going with this? I feel like I'm watching episode 1 of Star Wars, where it's like there's a trade plan going on, and there is going to be war between these two planets if the Jedi don't go in and negotiate. And I'm like, why are we even negotiating? Like, it's very bizarre. I'm so sorry that my bald head keeps changing how bright the camera is. I just shaved, so it's a little brighter than usual. um, but yeah, like, so I'm trying to understand kind of where, and like I had to look it up because I was like, what the fuck are we getting out of this? Like, what does this iron shortage have to do with anything? And they're like, oh, it's trying to start a war between Baldur's Gate and and I'm like, I don't get how this is starting a war, if that makes sense. But also, what is not spoilers for a 20-year-old game? But what does Ball get out of a war? He is the god of murder, isn't it? Like, not war. And like, I can get why like Saravok's going around killing people. I get that part, but I don't get where this is going, if that makes sense. I can only say that so often, and head it makes sense. So I have been playing that, and there are a few TikToks that I wanted to make with my Baldur's Gate 3 character and then my Baldur's Gate 1 character. But I have to play 1 and 2 to kind of understand what's happening. And like your character survives at the end of 2 if I understand the lore correctly. Um However, I haven't gotten there yet. But I also play an elf, so well, I play a dark elf specifically. So my dark elf would definitely make it to Baldur's Gate 3. It's only 100 and X years after the events of 1 and 2. Um and like I understand why she's not there. Like I get that. I just I don't know. I want to know what my girl's doing. I want to know what my bitch is up to. Um and also I always play like Dirge as a Baldur's Gate 3 character, and I think it's a canon route personally. I do customize Dirge, so like obviously it's not the Dragonborn that they have, but I love his design. But I have a very hard time playing male characters. So, with all that being said, I had some TikTok ideas for it, YouTube short ideas, and I wanted to work on those. But yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. And then I also wanted to make visuals for the outfits of my characters in Epic. Uh, Sorry, my fucking thing just changed. To show kind of their progression in the story. So that's sort of where we're sitting with things. Now, let me move this back over here. That I may. Where is Stream Overlay? There we go. Jesus. Okay. I am just a tiny white dot in your corner, in the corner of your screen. Um, I wasn't really feeling, again, the VTuber today. It takes a lot for my computer to kind of do certain things, so until I can figure out how to like have that run with less RAM, it's kind of how we're going to be. But all that being said, I want to draw my boy Telemachus uh, in his end game outfit, which is this. This was made on Heroes Forge. This is screenshotted. I might actually have the fucking site still up. Yeah, I do. So this is my boy. I'm trying to figure out what to do with his scythe, because I kind of wanted it to go the classic scythe route, where it has what is that? Where it has like the two handles and like you know, but I just think that complements his father's spear and bow and arrow, sniper very well. So, um, yeah, my boy Telemachus. If you're curious what the soundtrack is, it is the Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know why I forgot the name of the game. When like most of this is kind of based off Cyberpunk. Um, I did have a little doodle going for him for like a sticker idea that I had. Why do I have two? You know what? We're gonna delete that one. Nope, nope. What is this one? Oh, this is Penelope. Okay. I also have ideas for her outfit, but like I have to really go through it. Um, kind of because like she doesn't have a progression in Epic. Like there's no so there's no way to like really get information out of her in like where she's standing with everything. And I think she's kind of like the one solid character that doesn't change her mind, I guess. Oh, that is very soft. I swear there is music happening in the background. They have very soft intros. Um, yeah, fuck it. Whatever. So, uh, what the fuck was I talking about? Penelope. I just, like her outfits have been a struggle for me because I have certain ideas that I have for her outfits, but then like they never feel fitting because they don't feel like her. Because like I have an idea of her where like I kind of want her to be like a stronger woman, but like I don't want her to conform to that like strong woman at home role, even though that's 1000% what she is. I just don't like the conformity to it. So I have to figure out kind of where I'm sitting with her fits because I was working on oh, we're gonna close this because well, here I'll show you this one, but like I saw this audio and I was like, it's so perfect. Hold on, we're gonna turn. And now the god of time is on the end of my life. So I beg you, Cersei. Yeah. I think that this is so true. Yeah. So I was working on that, and then I was like, you know what? Let me go live. I'm gonna save that. But with Penelope, I was struggling because I want her to feel a certain way, and I don't think I'm getting that feeling with her fits, and I'm trying desperately to figure out how to dress her accordingly. Because I have. Would you fall in love? If it'll load. We're waiting. Don't worry. We got it. We got it. We got it. Okay. Because I have some of this planned out. I'm still working on. I think I'm gonna take those out because I don't like them. Like the look is there. I need the vision to come together, but the look is there, and I just need to figure out how to get it. So we're going to be working on that today. Plus maybe some Eros and Psyche, or I don't know. Maybe I'll do some. Maybe I'll do some other Greek stuff. I don't know. It's kind of a wing it stream because I had no fucking plans, and I needed to sit and talk about Jackal. And talking to myself feels sad unless it's going to be posted on YouTube later. So this is kind of where I'm sitting with it. I so for Telemachus, we'll ignore Penelope for a bit. So for Telemachus specifically, I wanted him to have a more or less like updated version of his outfit, obviously. Which let's see if I have a screenshot. I should have gotten this before I started streaming. Maybe. Okay. Where is screenshots? Also, here's some fun lore if you didn't know. When I was working on older videos, my computer was working well enough, and then suddenly, and without warning, it decided to shit itself, and I lost a lot of my older progress. The Here is an old one I did of Penelope. Oh, it is very small. Jesus. Okay, hold on. We're gonna make that a little bit bigger. And I had like my little, Ah, here you go. This was the old Penelope outfit that I had when I was doing Legendary. And as much as I like this outfit, I have some problems with it. And my main problem, more or less, is that it reaches the floor, and I kind of don't want it to, so I'll have to figure out something else. And let's see if we can find Telemachus. Who the fuck is this? Sometimes I take screenshots of certain things, and I don't know what's happening. I mean, I can just go into Legendary and find a drawing of his fit. I might have to. Alright, hold on. Let's go into Legendary. Switch account. Don't let me switching accounts. No, don't load the video. No. I was watching a video, so like when you switch accounts on your channels, it'll start playing whatever video you already had up. Alright. Let us get. Ugh. I have ads on my own videos. Alright. Come on, man. Did I not have one shot? We got this, guys. Don't worry. Alright. We'll use this one because maybe not. Hold on. Sometimes when I draw, I feel like the art can be very iffy. Oh god. We'll use this one. Yep. Okay, so this was his OG fit. And I wanted to kind of update it to be more put together. So rather than it having cross and like fitting down here, like you can see, it fits up here and wraps around to the back to the arm. It looks like, but which obviously it's taking heavy inspiration from this little model that I made. I'm going to try to fix certain things so that it's a little bit easier to draw in animatic form. But it's not going to be like crazy. You know what I mean? You get me? You feel me? Um, so let us, because I have to somewhat simplify his outfit. Because I've noticed recently that the reason why I have a lot of time struggling to draw these animatics is that I don't simplify outfits. So Telemachus is very easy with his outfit because it's genuinely just like a little like over the shoulder robe that he doesn't wear over one shoulder, and that makes it easy. Um, when you get to like Cersei and you get to her whole design, it gets to be a lot. So I'm trying to go back and simplify my outfits and simplify certain aspects of characters. Um, so let's try our best here. And, and like wow, like I'm not doing the fucking the kneecaps. I just like them on on the on the site. If I could, 1000% I would. However, it's not happening. And we're going to have this little stance. And I'm trying to think. Because I like this part because it kind of gives off shit. I just forgot about a video that I wanted to make. I saw this video where it's like you get random dad lore, and it's like, did I tell you one time when my brother I got lost in the Congo, and I wanted to make that Eurylochus and Telemachus because Eurylochus, fucking Odysseus and Telemachus because it's just like peak. We're going to. So my idea with his scythe is that uh, I kind of like the idea that like this is why it sucks when you like look things up and you're like, oh, that's cool, and somebody's like, somebody else already did it, and you're like, son of a bitch, because fucking I like the idea that because a scythe, when you look at it, hold on, let me, oh god. Also, I mistyped scythe while uh while trying to Google a scythe, and Google's like, that's not what you're referring to. And I'm like, okay, but like, listen. Okay, so when you look at a scythe, right, it has these two handles that are on the bottom. Because when you use a scythe, let's see if we got the guy who's using the scythe. You use it like this, and you just kind of go back and forth. And I think that, like, see, if you fucking using the scythe with the handles, and then like twisting it into a gun, like that's sick as fuck. And this is what kills me is that I'm like, I know Ruby did it. I know Ruby did it, but it's still a cool idea. I know. Like, I know they did it. Leave me alone. But yeah, like him transforming it into like a like either a semi-auto or like a sniper of some sort. I think that would be a very cool idea in my opinion. But like, I don't know. I'm not super creative in that way. Like, I don't know how guns work, sort of. The the extent of gun uh training that I've had is that I shot a pistol once at a shooting range. and that was pretty pog. I don't know. But that's all I got. So I'm trying to. Oh, his legs are very large. I have that issue sometimes, but that's kind of the point I'm getting at. Is that like I don't know the best way to kind of convert that over into a gun, and I'm going to try to like, work with it. But I also kind of like, I like the idea of Telemachus having a pistol and then also having a scythe that turns into a gun. Cat. There's my cat. She's probably in the closet. I told you, ma'am, this is a no closet household. Hi. You're okay. I just wanted to make sure I knew where you were. She'll come out if she's comfortable. Um, but I wanted to kind of incorporate both color palettes of the parents. So, being that Penelope was sort of around more for Telemachus, I wanted her colors to be the mains, and then like the yellows, obviously for Odysseus, but also like Athena. Um, and I think that Odysseus's colors being the highlights rather than the actual colors of the outfit, I think that that works for Telemachus very well, personally. And like it also comes down to like when because it's one of those things where I kind of wish that we went more into Telemachus's training with Athena. I know why we don't. Like, I get it. And, like, it'll be fun. And uh, whereas does he need it? No, but I really like the idea of Telemachus training with Athena. Um, ooh, hello. Just gonna have this highlighted so I don't lose it in the background. So when I'd also like to think that when Odysseus came back, like he got certain things from Athena, where like you know, he got the spear, he got blah 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 whatever. So with ah, or and probably the sniper rifle that is used in the challenge, um, because we don't have a sniper. Uh, I'm trying to think of things to discuss about this design. I know like where this shows like hair right here. I'm not keeping that because I want it to be like he just got fucking surgery, so like it's all bald right there for no reason in particular. Why do you ask? But no, it's. I think that him having that freshly done and like going back and smacking some bitches up is fun. trying to just do this really fucking quick and see how, not how fast, but like, I guess kind of how fast I can like work this out and get it done. Mostly because I don't want to be on for super long tonight. I'm a little EPP. I just kind of did this on a whim. Okay. So we're gonna keep this kind of open and just the fuck is my reference? And you can see like I even gave him like a little beard and bullshit. So it's like, oh my god, he was away for a while, so he got a beard. Kind of like the idea that like he just didn't shave while he was gone, but all he could grow was like a little goatee, like a patchy beard. Mustache? Yeah, I'll do mustache. Why not? Because father's fucking curly ass hair. And I also like the progression of like going from this, which is like pulled back, to completely shaven. To, I don't know, foreshadow it, I guess. Is it foreshadowing if I didn't really plan it? We'll say it is. Uh, I'm thinking no mustache. I'm thinking just like a little bit of like chin scruff. Excuse me. Let's see what we got. Okay, so again, we're going to try to simplify all of this because as much as I like the dual pommels, I don't know if I'm going to do dual pommels. I might just do a single pommel. I don't know because it's a little fucking annoying. This is how they hold us down. Okay, so I'm gonna do like a little. This will not stay the same shape, I don't think. Um, I like this pommel being there, and also being a snag a snag. Um, you know what? We will do two pommels. Fuck it. I say that, regretting my words. said the said the artist, regretting her words immediately. which I don't think that I'm going to like do crazy amounts of detail for, because I do want to keep it like in the realm of like I can do it quickly and you know not feel overwhelmed by the design. Again, as much as I like certain designs, I do have a tendency to overdo it. I'll put that one there. Let's see. God, my neck. Also, it is like disgustingly hot outside today. Just to fucking ramble about bullshit. It is like grossly hot out. Like I walked outside to go get my monster, as you can see, and I'm not even kidding. I wanted to like immediately go inside. I was like, I don't think the energy drink is worth it. Um, but it would like depending on where you live, obviously like the it'll be different. But like where I live, it's like fucking like not humid, hot. It is dry, and like there is no relief of any sort. It is disgusting. Like I used to live in New Jersey, and I way preferred uh humid heat because at least then I knew the air was suffocating me. Here I don't know, and it's still suffocating me. We're gonna have that here. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Um, Loving the belt less. I think that take that off. I don't know because it kind of needs the belt, but I don't. Hmm. Hmm. I think that like it needs to be tucked under a little more, maybe. Also, like this part is not. It's also kind of like very conformed to his chest, which like the figure isn't. So maybe if we like I'm gonna have that go out a little bit because I like this, but I hate the idea that it's wrapped around to that. I think that that is very constricting. So we are going to have this like this. I think. Hmm. 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 We're gonna keep this kind of open like that. We're just gonna like cut that off. I don't want to add all this design in there because that's again too much to animate. If I ever want to animate Odysseus. Um, and then I think I'm going to. Oh, so it's. I think I'm gonna do that though. To give kind of like the illusion of those like hip armor pieces, so that I'm going to bring this one in a little bit because I thought that there was a second piece underneath, and there isn't. Um, sure. I want to take this off so that I have a better view of Telemachus telephone. Um, yeah, so I still like him having like one side still kind of up and then the other side not being there at all, which I think that I'm going to have it be an open sleeve, essentially, where like that is a very long arm that I drew over here, um, where he like doesn't have anything on the arm, like no sleeves, I should say. He doesn't have armor either, but. I am struggling here. There we go. Though his face is kind of annoying me now. Hold on. What's happening? Why is it that when I zoom out, you don't look the same? It's like I fucking look at a Monet and then I'm like, oh. Um, there we go. And be fucking smarmy like his father. Sorry, I cannot sit still. time. This is how they cool us down while the world gets colder. We're on to. I'm not doing the whole eagle thing. I'm just gonna have little knee pads, basically. And that is the extent of what we're giving his fucking pants. Because I don't know if you can see it. This shit is all a part of his pants. That's not his. That's not part of this. That's a whole different thing. Um. So yeah, not happening. I think I. Oh, his he has like fucking knee-high boots. So I'm going to give him some just basic boots. As much as I'd like to do cool shit with them, I'm not really going to. If I were to make like a big piece of it, I would, but no, not right now. This is how we quickly do boots when I don't want to do boots. Okay. With his hands, just do that really quick because I, again, don't feel like it. Give me. Yippee. Give me like 2 minutes. I have to go run to the bathroom. I'll turn up the music for you, but I'll be right back. do I? Okay. The fuck is my streaming overlay? There it is. Okay. So, y'all ever get into a rut? I'm gonna like rant about this for a little bit because it's got me fucked up. I've been in a rut with art for about 2 months because I moved and like I'm trying to feel better, do better, whatever. And it comes and goes, but like essentially what happens to me is that sometimes I get into these really like crazy moods of like, oh my god, we gotta draw, we gotta do things so that I can like, you know, work less at work and work more on art. Or do art as a living. And then I have like, you know, sporadic moments of like, I can't essentially do that because I need insurance, I need to pay for medicine, I need to pay for, you know, this, that, the other. And I'm kind of going through this emotional whirlwind right now of feeling like garbage and not having the money to pay for doctors and, you know, do all this shit. But my insurance is working, but also isn't working, and we're going to World War III. Like, it's so much sometimes, and it's so crazy. I just know you're not going fucking crazy, and know that you're not the only one going through it. And that, you know, there are places to go for help and blah, blah, blah. I said that very not graciously, but like, that's kind of where I'm at right now, is that I'm like, I would love to do these things, I'd love to work on these things, but like, work has me so fucking beat down and so fucking annoyed. Mostly because I had to essentially explain to them my ADHD and other things, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't work well in certain work environments, and clearly this is not one that I work well in. I have to kind of feel, as weird as it is to say, I have to feel valued as a worker, and I do not feel valued as a worker. And, you know, I have a very specific list of medical needs, and it's just frustrating how many times I've had to explain this to people, even though like I've explained it already. But that's a little too personal, I guess. I don't know. It's got me fucked up though. It's got me mad fucked up. Cause like, what the fuck, man? I had to explain essentially why I can't do certain tasks, and the short answer to my HR department, because this was with HR, this was not a my boss and I, this was to HR, was because they're trying to fix the training, I guess, and they wanted to know why I couldn't do a specific thing, which was like read instructions and essentially, and like follow them, or why I make certain mistakes more than once. And I'm like, you know, it's not something you can help. Like, that's essentially it. You can't help it, it's on me. And I tried to explain that in a much more delicate way, but when they didn't get it, I said, okay, well, gloves off, here we go. And I haven't heard back about it since, so we'll see how well that goes. And, you know, I don't know, it's just, it's frustrating because I'm in QC for a book printing. And I've brought a few books home from this job. And when I am in QC, sometimes, like, you know, whatever. I just, like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just bitching about work, but it's frustrating to have to explain yourself so often and then nobody listened because I didn't sign up to be QC. I was put there because I signed up to do a completely different job that was more up my alley of what I can do well and what I know I can do well. And then I feel like they kind of pulled the rug from under me and said, fuck you, you're going to QC. And while, like, you know, printing books can be fun and all, the people who are printing the books are the most miserable fucking people I've ever fucking dealt with in my life. And, like, I've never met groups of people, because I've worked at 2 book printing factories thinking that one would be better than the other. And I've never met groups of people in my life who were so upset by the fact that they were working in book printing. And I don't know if it's because of, like, core values of the company where, like, they don't feel appreciated as people, as workers, all that shit. Or if it's just that they are miserable sacks of shit. Some of them are absolutely miserable sacks of shit. I fucking this one woman, I don't remember, I'm gonna say Jamaica because I don't remember exactly where it was, but she went on a vacation to an island somewhere. And we were like, oh, how is your trip to, you know, wherever? And she goes, ugh, it's awful. They were like, oh, well, was the trip down there nice? No, terrible. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you then, bitch. Like, whatever. I don't. It's just insane. And, like, I just couldn't be so miserable in that position. Like, to be like, oh, well, you know, the trip was sucked, but, like, you know, the trip down sucked. We had a few weird bumps in the road, but, like, overall, it wasn't bad. No, awful, horrible. Could have died. Disgusting. Like, again, this is not to talk. Well, it is to talk shit on my coworkers. They're not going to see this, but, like, they're all, like, in their 60s. It doesn't fucking matter. One of them doesn't even have a fucking cell phone. But, like, in the context of, like, I just would like to talk to somebody who is not upset at the world. I would just like that. Like, why are you so miserable in your day-to-day life? I get it. We work in a factory. It's not the best, but don't take it out on me. I'm not. I ain't doing nothing. Yeah, I can't be bothered. Oop, am I able to eraser? I think I am. For his design, for his implants, I'm thinking, well, I gotta make him a little bit darker. Thinking that, like, basically where his implants are, it's gonna be kind of, because originally I wanted it to, like, make a circle, but I think that's too close to Odysseus. Because I want him to become his own person. And I'm thinking that because I kind of want it to. Where the fuck was it here? For I kind of want it to go to the back of his mind rather, or the back of his head rather than like staying front and center. So like, kind of like that. Maybe. I don't know. Like, it's kind of a difficult line to tread because I could go with what I did originally for Odysseus, I think, which was that like there was a line that went off here, and then hmm, I'm trying to think of kind of what would be the best for him because like he is a warrior of the night. Uh, it's hard to fucking like put the design into words. I don't know. So I want it to look visually appealing, but it might just have to like come off of here and then like look around. Do that. I think. I think would be the best. Maybe. So I wonder if making like a box out of it, like doing that and then something like that. Hmm. This is always like genuinely the hardest part of making these designs is trying to figure out like kind of what represents them as a character. So we're going to look up the Wikipedia about Telemachus. And we're going to sit here and do some research. Oh god. Hello, Telemachus. Why are you looking at me like that? What the fuck? Hold on. I have to move the live stream over here. Uh, you see? Okay. Okay, I rolled up and he's looking at me like that. I'm like, what the fuck? What'd I do? From Nestor. slaughter the suitors by Odysseus and Telemachus. Sorry, I just started reading this whole fucking thing. Okay, hold on, we're gonna read this for a second about the telegony? The telegony. Cause that was a wild read. Okay, so the telegony is a short two-book epic poem recounting the life and death of Odysseus after the events of the Odyssey. In this mythological postscript, Odysseus is accidentally killed by Telegonus, his unknown son by the goddess Circe, and after Odysseus' death, Telemachus returns to I don't know. I'm sorry. With Telegonus and Penelope, and there marries Circe, which is also like, I know this is how Greek mythology is, that there's a lot of like go-betweens and whatever, but like, gross. Seemingly, later traditions included the character Cassiphone, daughter of Odysseus and Circe, and therefore half-sister of Telemachus, into the narrative. In this account, Telemachus still marries Circe, but Odysseus is resurrected by Circe at some point. Afterwards, he weds Telemachus and Cassiphone. When events transpire that results in Telemachus killing Circe after a quarrel with her, Cassiphone kills Telemachus in revenge. Did you hear that, girl? Did you hear that, girl? Did you hear that? Hi, what's going on? What problem did you have that you needed my assistance with? She's like, not a problem in here, Mom. Homer and Hesiod is alleged that the Roman Emperor. I kind of wanted to. What the fuck? Under the instruction of Athena, who accompanies him during his quest, spends the first 4 books trying to gain knowledge of his father Odysseus, who left after Troy when Telemachus was still an infant. He wasn't. Who left for Troy? Oh, no, yes he was. Never mind. Stupid. I thought it was saying that he left Troy when he was an infant, and I was like, no, what? No, he was. He was like 10 years old. No, he left when Telemachus was an infant. Yes. At the outset of Telemachus' journey, Odysseus had been absent from his home of Ithaca for 20 years due to the Trojan War and the intervention of Poseidon. During this absence, Odysseus' house had been occupied by hordes of suitors seeking the hand of Penelope. Telemachus first visits Nestor and... See, like, okay. I read this, I know. Like, I know. I know. I'm trying to more or less interpret where Telemachus would kind of sit in the power of the warrior of the mind, more or less. And I think Sorry, I just looked over at spouse, and it's Cersei, or Cassiphone, or Polycast, or Nausicaa? Masaka? I don't know. And, and I'm like, wait, who are the other two? um, anyway, um, like, Telemachus is kind of just a blank slate at the beginning of the book. He's kind of like your introduction to everything. Like, if you were to 1000, like, just read the Odyssey, not read the Iliad at all, he is your introduction to what happens in the Iliad. And he doesn't really have opinions of his own. He doesn't really, and like, I understand, like, that's literally the point, is that like by the time that he meets his father, he has become his own person through his journeys. And you know, also, if we're not shipping Telemachus with Nestor's son, I'm gonna be pissed. I can't even say his name, but if we're not shipping them two together after like the shit that they do, pissed. And Telemachus focuses on his father's return in the kind of book XV. What is XV? I don't remember how to read Roman numerals. This Eumaeus, the swineherd, who happens to be hosting a disguised Odysseus after Odysseus reveals himself to Telemachus due to Athena's advice. The two men plan the downfall of the suitors. Telemachus then returns to the palace to keep an eye on the suitors and await for his father as the beggar. When Penelope challenges the suitors to string Odysseus' bow and shoot an arrow through the handle holes. See, okay, also, this is very much debated within historical, mythological, and like whatever community you could think of, that how the axes are is very much debated in the communities. So like, if you look at old, I think it's called a halberd. Hold on. So some of the axes look like this, which is what I'm more like, the Epsilon axe. I believe that this is what they were talking about when they were like, oh, shoot through the axes. Because when we think of an axe, we're thinking of something like this, right? Like, we're not thinking of a war axe, more or less. Which I think that this is more likely what it was, rather than, or something like this, maybe. I don't know. Either way, I think that there is a hole in the axe rather than the hole of the axe where like this is. Personally, in my opinion. And essentially what I would like to do for my version of the challenge, if I ever get there, is have it be energy axes. So like, it's something like this, but if you, like, let's say that you actually do string the bow. If you, string the bow. If you assemble his gun, if you assemble the gun incorrectly, because it uses physical bullets rather than like laser bullets, it will disintegrate via the axe. So you can't shoot it without it being correct. But that is a debate for a different day. Penelope told me that the 12 axe heads. Telemachus is the first to attempt the task. He would have completed the task nearly stringing the bow on his fourth attempt. However, Odysseus subtly stops him before he can finish his attempt. Following the suitor's failure at the task, Odysseus reveals himself and he and Telemachus bring swift, bloody death to the suitors. The fact that it does not explain Telemachus more is a little upsetting. Far from battle, or fighting from afar, as a bowman does. That's cute. I kind of like that. Yeah, so it doesn't have much about Telemachus, but I think it's because the one play that we had that was about him is kind of lost to time, as far as I'm aware. Well, let's look, because I think like we know about it, but I don't think we have it. It was part of the epic cycle of poems that recounted the myths of the Trojan War, as well as the events that led up to and followed it. The story of the Telegony comes chronologically after that of the Odyssey and is the final episode in the epic cycle. The poem, sometimes attributed in antiquity to Cynthion of Sparta, but in one source is said to have been stolen from Musaeus by Euergemon of Cyrene. I'm so sorry. Its contents are known from surviving summaries by later authors, but most notably, the poem is comprised of 2 books of verse. Yeah, so we don't have them, unfortunately, and are only known through synopsis. So it'd be cool if we could find them. That'd be sick. That'd be fun. That's kind of sick. Fucking. Sorry, I'm like reading this silently, but. Could you imagine killing your father unknowingly and then like your mom's like, yo, where's your dad? And he's like, son of a bitch. She's an oracle to wear. Son. Interesting. Speaking of oracles with Odysseus, can we talk about the fact that an oracle told Odysseus not to go to the Trojan War because he'd be gone for 20 years, and then like when he tried to not, people make fun of him because they're like, oh, he was acting crazy, little fucking dumb bitch. But like he had a reason, and it wasn't just because he didn't want to go, but that was a big reason why. So unfortunately, this was more or less see Jorge looking at me. The fuck is this? Hello? I don't know. It was more or less a failed attempt at trying to find out more about Telemachus, but, you know. The boy is the boy. I I'm like just trying to find some. Here's my problem right now is that I'm trying to find a good design for Telemachus's enhancement, but it is difficult to kind of put together because it is, you know, it is what it is. Which like I might do something like that, or we take off this one entirely because fuck it, we have it just going like that. Look, he's a more well-rounded individual. Ugh. Man. I apologize for this taking me so long. I just was. I think I might just do like. Something like that. Or do something that's like. We're gonna play with this a little bit. Something that's like more akin to his mother, because like this is clearly like Odysseus's thing. Could do like a. I'm kind of down for that. I'll be down for it. Say less. Yeah, there we go. There's the boy Telemachus. Let us start with his little site. So I think that this will be the last thing that I draw, just because I want to eat dinner and I want to, I don't know, chill the fuck out. Meat is EP. So I'm thinking. Like, with a scythe, right? Let me get a picture of a scythe up again. With pick is it? Yeah, so like when you hold a scythe, like you kind of gotta like hold it by the handlebars and you just swing it back and forth, which is like fucking sick. But it is also like it could be a cool like fucking, you know. Um, let's see what we can find. There are also war scythes, but I kind of like the farmer scythe more. I think it has a better look to it. Like this shit, I feel looks better than the war scythe, because the war scythe is just like a spear essentially, where they put like a blade going up and kind of curved on a stick. Whereas like this is like a hook, where I feel like I could do more things with it. And I think that that's why a lot of artists kind of are drawn to the actual like farmer's scythe rather than like the war scythe. It's less recognizable. What the, oh. I was like, what am I looking at? Okay, so let's see what we can do for us. I think it's a good transition for him and his father, like where his is a little bit more not upgraded, but like a essentially just a larger version of a spear. Ooh. My bad, it's on the wrong layer. I forgot it had that layer. I had a stroke at the end of that. Okay. No. And some landmarks. Why fight for us? Why fight for us? Did my shit end? No, it did not. It's just very soft. Can I tell you, like, real talk for a minute? The music in the album for Cyberpunk is so soft. It is almost not there. It is a low hum in my ear. Sure, we'll do that one. So essentially, like, because it has the little disc. I just want to get the idea of the scythe down first. So this would be like, you know, owl. Oh, nope, I think that's going the wrong way, isn't it? Where's my reference? It's not. Oh. Interesting. I still think I could do cool shit with it. I don't know. I will figure it out. And then we're just gonna have like a little poop. Though that might be a little too. So we're gonna have a little poop. Okay. So I'm going to move this up so it's above everything, and then I'm gonna move Telemachus over so that he is not in the way. And I think like having a cool little like it would basically be a contraption where like these two things can be flipped, I guess. Like they can rotate around the fucking like sphere. Let's see. We're gonna take off the replica. I don't need them anymore. Basically, I'm gonna try to not go super ham on the design again because I have to fucking pace myself. So it has like I think it goes that it's like, whoosh, but where am I? And I'm so sorry. I'm wrong once more. I am wrong once more. Are you done with how you use this thing? No, you hold it down like that. Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking like you use it more like this, where like that hook kind of would be. I don't know. But we're going to have this kind of go out like this, just so I have the visual of it. I guess no, because it wouldn't. It doesn't. So kind of twist. The humble origins of Odysseus now is the weapon of killers. Sorry. I'm just gonna put a little handle right there. Where? Okay. Oh. Oh, God, my back. My back. So, I'm gonna expand it out again, but I want to get the blade first. So, I think that, like, essentially it would, like, sit like this, like, there wouldn't be a blade. And then, like, you know, lights are on, whatever. And it would kind of like this is going really well. Don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it, guys. Okay, we're running that on. And then like it would flip over to then be used as a gun because it kind of looks a handle or whatever the fuck. But yeah, my shank. I think I'm actually going to end it here because my brain is kind of turning off and I don't want to be dumb on stream. So I'm going to cut us off there. Thank you to anybody who stopped by, came to see, came to watch for an average duration of 10 seconds. I know this one is not the most interesting, but I like to talk about these things so that I can kind of work them out in. Hold on. So I can kind of work them out in my own way. I hope it wasn't too boring for anybody who, you know, stopped by. But Telemachus is not done, but he is for the most part designed. I have to sit and work with his scythe a little bit to have more of an idea of what I want to do with the scythe, because the scythe is a little finicky and it's not my forte of design. So, because I have a lot of ideas for it where like the handles like spin and fucking, you know, whatever, but I don't know how that's like done or how that's possible. So I'm gonna end it there because I have had a migraine for the last 2 days. So and it's like slowly coming back to me. So I hope you guys had a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful night wherever you are. You know, be safe, be at peace, have all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys on